countdown.
Ooh. 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Chris had a little bit too much fun with the countdown on the recording software. 2 days! 2 days! Or technically 1 day if you're listening to this on Thursday.
I thought
And we
it's
get
almost-
Start Hockey back.
I thought there was like a 2 days, like 2 weeks ago.
I know. Well, everybody else gets to play 2 games or 3 games or 4 games, or even in some cases 5. We get 0. Sad day. Oh, but I tell you what, you know who it really sucks for right now? Is Florida. They've gotten screwed twice now. So first it was the Stars that screwed up their schedule, and they didn't get to play their first 2 games. So then they finally got to play this past weekend, and then now with Carolina and all their stuff going on, they're screwed again.
Yeah, how my
So-
2 favorite teams both gonna get the COVID? What the
I
heck?
know, right? And I is very slowly becoming one of my favorite teams now.
Mm.
I know.
Carolina
Well, and-
bandwagon. Let's get
I
it.
know, seriously. And do you know what's even more crazy about all of this? You know who my other favorite team that I'm actually rooting for is?
No.
I'll give you a hint. It's in the North Division. It's a Canadian team.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you vote for a Canadian?
I don't know. Probably because I watch too much of the YouTube videos for Sportsnet and TSN up in Canada. So now
You
I'm.
better not say Toronto.
No, absolutely not. No,
Okay.
I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. But I'm jumping on a different bandwagon though.
Who?
The Montreal Canadiens. Oh, don't give me that look. You know they're awesome.
No.
They're actually doing really well too.
Good for them. Yay.
I even forgot where I had them in my predictions video I did on YouTube. I think I put them at 3rd or 4th or something like that. So, okay, well, enough of us ranting. I don't think people listened to us to talk about that stuff. Who cares
That's
about
literally what a
Okay.
podcast is.
that? But this is a Stars podcast for the most part. We do talk about other stuff. But anyways, okay. So let's just, real quick hit some Dallas Stars news. And we're going to go through a couple of excellent articles on The Athletic that I'd like to share with you. Obviously, I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I'm just going to read a couple pieces of it. And it's very interesting, some of the articles that I read. So, and we'll go through those. We'll get your thoughts, Chris. We'll get my thoughts. And then we'll get our Shining Star of the Week, which it will be sarcastic this week. And then, Chris, we're going to do your You Gotta Be Kidding Me segment. And I'm
You said
really
it wrong.
looking-
It's you've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. Is that better? Did I emphasize
It's
the
a
right?
little better.
Got a little better? Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the first Dallas Stars news thing that just came out today on Wednesday. Julius Honka was waived. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, now he's not going to be on the Stars anymore.
Free Honka.
But I know, yeah, free Honka looks like it's about to happen. Do you think anybody would pick up Honka?
I don't know. I mean, isn't he on a league minimum?
Pretty much.
I
think
don't-
it's,
I don't see
at
why.
most, I think it's 750,000.
I don't see why someone wouldn't pick him up. To be honest, seems like a pretty low risk deal.
Right, but are they going to have a spot for him? I guess is the big thing.
Yeah, I guess the dry market makes it a little easier for us to try and get him through waivers, but guess
Right,
we'll see.
It seems like the only thing that's really getting claimed on waivers right now are goaltenders. Just because it's been
Goaltenders
been
are the
crazy.
best.
right. I mean, Aaron Dell just got claimed from Toronto, and he's on his way to New Jersey. So, and they need a backup in New Jersey actually, because Corey Crawford's not playing. He's done. But if there was a team that picked him up, who do you think? What team do you think would benefit from having a Julius Honka or something like that?
I think any team could benefit from it. Honestly, I mean, you have a low risk defenseman who could develop into a quality defenseman. I mean, who doesn't want that? Someone to fight for a sixth spot. I mean, the Stars have an excess of that, and look how good our defense is. So I think any team could benefit from it.
You know, and honestly, I know this is crazy, but maybe Detroit. I mean, Detroit doesn't really have that much defensive depth, and he may be able to find his way onto the roster, on the NHL roster for Detroit, and actually get some playing time.
Because they suck.
They're actually not doing half bad. I think,
except for the sucking part.
I think they're 500 right now. I think they're 2-2, if I remember correctly.
Oh, good for them.
So, anyways,
what a hot
best
start.
wishes. Hey, it's better than the Edmonton Oilers. They're 1-3. So, anyways, best wishes to Honka if he does get picked up. I don't see him getting picked up. If he doesn't get picked up and he clears waivers, he'll be assigned to the taxi squad for sure. He's not going to waste a spot in the AHL, at least at this point. All right, second order of business. This is just more of a congratulations rather than an actual, like, news note. But Andrew Cogliano, he welcomed his second child into the world with his wife. So, yay for him.
Yay, children.
Yay. Yay, children. Very monotone. Okay, next thing. They released this, I think it was Monday, maybe Tuesday, I forgot, whatever. Monday or Tuesday, they released the jersey schedule for the Dallas Stars this year for the home games. So, obviously they've got 4 jerseys this year. They've got the home jersey, the victory green, the away victory green. They've got the brand new blackout that was going to be released anyway, regardless of whether they were going to do this whole reverse retro thing, which is the 4th jersey. So, real quick, out of those 4 jerseys, what's your favorite?
The home ones. I like our home greens.
The home victory green.
But the black ones, I like the black ones. The black jerseys are sweet.
It is different. It's very different. With the skyline green. It's basically neon green.
And the secondary logo is on the front.
That's true. I know you're all about the secondary logo.
Such a good logo, you guys. I mean, and nobody knows it exists except for me, and now all of you.
Well, isn't it on the shoulder on some of the newer jerseys?
No, it's like on the pants, like on the, you know, they got the little logo in the bottom corner on the front. It's like barely used. It's not even a shoulder patch.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
But it's so good. As soon as the new jerseys and the rebrand happened, and I saw the secondary logos, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so good. Just like Seattle.
I want that logo.
Seattle secondary logo. Y'all seen Seattle secondary logo?
I haven't.
It's some fire. You should look it up right now. It's the Space Needle. And then it goes to the bottom, and it's an anchor. And it's super dope. Super cool. All of y'all should go look it up right now, along with Ryan. Because it's freaking sweet.
Wait. I'm just seeing an anchor.
Yeah.
Is that their secondary logo?
Yeah. See, look at the top. It's the Space Needle.
Okay, that actually is kind of cool.
That's pretty sick, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I'm not, like, blown away by it, but it is okay. I still think the Vegas's secondary logo is better than that.
See, that's what's wrong with you.
Me. I know. I like the reverse retro too, but I like their secondary logo too. Okay. So, anyways, so for the jersey schedule, 15 of the home games are going to be using the victory green. These, okay. Just like normal.
The normal ones.
And then they're gonna have 10 games with the blackout, which is actually
which is dope.
No, that's a lot for a third jersey.
Do we know if there's like a schedule to it? It's like, do they wear the blackouts on like Friday games or something like that?
I don't know. I know they have a specific day that they have, you know, each jersey, and it's on Twitter. I think it's on DallasStars.com as well, but you can go and look that up. I'm not going to go through every single individual game because that would take way too long. And then for the final 3 games, they're going to wear their lovely reverse retros.
I still like the uniform, just the jersey's icky, and they're very white.
I go back and forth on it all the time, and at least we're only going to see it 3 times.
They do look like stormtroopers.
Hopefully they won't shoot.
Sorry,
Hopefully they don't shoot like stormtroopers, though, right?
Yeah. Well, they already do. So, seeing how many goals we had last season, it kind of fits.
Right, exactly. You know what? That would be the most ironic thing is they look like stormtroopers, and then they go and score like 7 goals in the game with the reverse retros. That would be absolutely freaking awesome. All right. All right. So other news coming out. Not really big news, but it's worth noting. The Stars will be raising their 2020 Western Conference Champions banner up in the rafters on Friday. So
sick nasty.
Yeah, so they're running out of room up there with some of the other like division champions.
Because we're fire.
We're just that good. Well, recently we've been good. You know,
most playoff wins of any NHL team in the last 2 years.
In the last 2 years. Hey, that's my statistic. I told you that last time. Little liar. Little cheater. Okay, anyway, so they're taking some of the old banners down. They're keeping the Stanley Cup banner up there, the President's Trophy, the Conference Champions, all those banners up there, but they're getting rid of some of them. So,
like the regular season Western Conference champions from
right, exactly,
from a few years ago, whatever that was.
Okay, so all right, so
I looked at the jersey schedule. There's no specific day. They just decided we're gonna wear them on this day. So sure. Wish they would do it like baseball. That would be cool. You get Friday blackout days, but no, would
be kind of cool. Actually.
They just arbitrarily decided. Good for them.
Okay, so let's actually get down to opening night and what we're gonna expect to see. Roster wise, and some people that unfortunately they're gonna be out. So it looks like Como is gonna be out for the opening night. And right now he's listed as day-to-day, which really sucks. How do you think that's going to affect the Stars in the first game?
I mean, it kind of sucks to break up FCC, but if I was told I had to get rid of one person from the FCC line, that's who I would pick. So I'm not too worried about it. He's Como. He kind of scores sometimes, and that's kind of it. But
well, that's not what why he's so useful.
Well, he's a decent penalty killer, and he's a good two-way player, but
well, he's a shutdown guy.
Yeah, but Cogliano and Foxa, I feel are more so shutdown guys.
Right, but he's part of that. He's part of that third line. And
yeah, but I just think one of our young, faster guys can do that job just as well. So I think Robertson or Dellandrea would be fine in that spot.
No problem. You'll be happy with the spot then. I actually think that a better spot to fill that role on that third line would be Dickinson. He's not really a top 6 forward, which they've seemed like they've tried to push him as a top 6 forward sometimes. But he plays that physical style, and he's a huge body. So I would love to see him on that.
Sometimes he plays that physical style.
Sometimes he doesn't really have a style, does he?
He's not consistent.
He's just kind of there.
Opinion. That's what I've always said about him. He's just kind of there.
He's just kind of there.
The worst
he does his job.
He's the worst thing to be as a hockey player. Just there. I have no impact in the game.
Well, at least we're not talking him like we were about Jordy Ben. We were always noticing pucks bouncing off Jordy Ben while he was a Dallas Star. At least we're not saying that about Dickinson.
At least that's newsworthy.
Maybe that's a good thing?
No, it's not. If you're a forward, no. If you're a defenseman, I'd say yes. No one talks about I can't even Lindell. That's good.
Lindell?
That's good because he's a defensive defenseman. Good job, Lindell. But if no one's talking about you when you're a forward,
No, we did talk about Sekera a lot, and he's more of a defensive defenseman.
Well,
we talked about him a lot in the playoffs. He did, but he made up for it in the final game against Colorado. He had the primary assist on the Kiviranta goal, so
that's why we like him.
All is forgiven. All is forgiven.
Kinda.
Okay, all right. So let's take a look at the potential opening night roster. So this is what the line combinations looked like in practice today. And we're recording this on Wednesday, and the show is going to be played on Thursday. So, so first line, no surprise. You got Hintz, Gurianov, and Ben. Who do you think Ben benefits a lot from this line?
I think it'll be really interesting to see. I mean, I think they've obviously seen something in camp, right? Because they made this line and it's kind of stuck. So I think something's working, and I think it'll be really interesting to see what it is that's working. So I'm really intrigued by this line combination, and I think it'll be super fun to watch as well.
Well, I mean, Bonus has been talking about it all camp. He's been saying stuff like, oh, wow, this line has been absolutely fantastic, and they've dominated. And I think he even used that specific word, is dominated. So I'm really excited to see this line on Friday and see what happens. And, well, here's the thing. You always talk about – I know I'm going to go back to video games again, but in like the NHL games, like the perfect line combination is the power forward, the playmaker, and the sniper. So obviously Jamie Benn's that power forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's his game. He's a physical being who plays hard on the puck. No pun intended. And then Gurianov, he's obviously the sniper, right? Or did you think Hintz is the sniper?
Nah, Guri is.
So what does that make Hintz? Is he going to be the one dishing? But
he was dishing a lot in the playoffs. He's making.
He was, but he can also score.
Yeah, I mean, a playmaker score. What do you call Malkin?
Well, Malkin is not. He's kind of more both ways.
Yeah,
so,
but you call him the playmaker.
I guess that's true. But what I'm kind of thinking,
boom.
What I'm hoping he turns into is more of like a younger Joe Thornton. So like he would score like in an 82 game schedule, he would score like 20 something goals and have like 70 something assists, kind of like Mitch Marner did last year, something like that. You know, with a bunch of goals and just dishing the puck left and right. And I hope that Gary can just snipe it and maybe Ben can get some garbage goals going. So
those are Ben's favorites.
Yeah, that's the first line. Forward. Second line, you've got Pavelski, Radulov, and Kiviranta. Now, that's not like a huge dominating second line, in my opinion, compared to some other second lines in the league. You know, I actually it was really cool to read this, but on the NHL Weekly Mailbag, they had a question about who is going to be the most surprising rookie standout, who like the Dominik Kubalik of this year. Dominik Kubalik came out of nowhere, scored 30 goals for the Chicago Blackhawks, and this guy's pick for the mailbag was actually Yoel Kiviranta. So I'm hoping he's right, and he's going to get that opportunity playing on the second line with Pavelski and Radulov.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's super exciting to me is Kiviranta the real deal or was it a fluke? Most likely it was a fluke, but I mean he played great in the playoff games he got in once he was in, right? So he was very noticeable, he was very fast, he was making plays, he was having great chances all the time. So I think he has a real chance, and I think putting him up with those guys it'll show those guys when they're going too slow. They'll stick out like a sore thumb.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And two, it's going to give him a great opportunity to play with some really good and really smart hockey players. So I think both of those lines are really interesting combinations. I think that's the cool thing about Seguin being out. Like when Seguin's out,
some guys are going to have to step up.
And that's what I like that Bones is doing. He's giving people very visible opportunities. And if you don't do it, it's going to be obvious. So,
because a lot of people were kind of saying that the first line was going to just be the old guys. It was going to be Ben, Radulov, and Pavelski.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's not the case. Yeah. I mean, everywhere I've seen, the first line has been Hintz, Gurianov, Ben.
Yeah, and I like that.
So I do too.
Challenge the young guys, make them do it. Like if they want to fill the void, if they want this team to be good, they've got to step up and do it.
So you've kind of already answered my question, but I'm going to ask you anyway, so you can talk about it. But do you like Ben being on the first line and Kiviranta being on the second, or would you switch them? Because we've always talked about wanting Kivi, Hintz, and Gurianov to be together.
Yeah, so I like that line, and I think it would work fine. So like we would how we thought it would be, the old guys on one line and the young guys on the other. I think that would work. But I think
You got an established line who can, maybe get that critical goal at a critical time because they're all the grizzled veterans, and then you've got the fast young guns that can go dash down the ice and go super quick, especially Hintz.
yeah, but I think the way these lines are set up right now is it really does isolate the young guys, and it makes them have to prove that they're playing well if they want this team to win hockey games, right? So you can't just pass it off like, oh, they're the second line. They shouldn't be scoring more than the first line anyway. It's like, no, you've got to score the goals if we want this team to win. So I think it's a good coaching move, and one that wasn't obvious.
Right.
So props to Bones, even though I have slandered him.
We may have to take back everything we said before.
I'm not taking it back yet. I'm not taking it back yet.
Yeah, it's too early, but we'll get there if
both the lines work. I'll accept defeat.
Right. Okay. So here's the FCC line -1C. So Cogliano, Foxa, and who do you think fills in for that right wing slot where Como normally is?
I hope Robertson. I like Robertson.
It's not Robertson.
It's not. Is it Dellandrea?
It is Dellandrea.
I like Dellandrea too. I like Robertson more, but I think Dellandrea could honestly be a better player overall. I think he has more potential.
Right. So he has a huge potential, and he's played on some pretty crappy teams, and in the juniors up in Canada. So this is going to be interesting because he's used to being the guy that scores the goal, scores the point, gets the assist or whatever for his team. And if he is on the opening night roster like this, he's at a very reduced role and a very different kind of role, which is not what he's used to. He's used to being the goal scorer. In this case, he's going to be a bottom six forward who's going to shut down the opposing team's top line.
And I hope at first he holds on to that goal scorer mentality, right? I want him to get out on the ice and shoot the dang puck. Right? Like, give yourself a chance to score goals, dude. Like, you're not there to play NHL hockey player. You're there to score goals. So I think he should come out guns firing.
Well, yeah, I think that's going to be nixed a little bit because of the way the Stars play. And Bones really adjusted to Montgomery's style when Montgomery decided, okay, we're going to be a defensive team. And
well, that's true to a point, but you also have the certain isolated scenarios, right? So Radulov wasn't scoring earlier in the year, and they said, Rads, shoot the puck.
He shot the puck.
And he shot the puck, and it went in. And the same thing with, I can't even think of his name. Not Rope, the other one. Gurionov, thank you. The same thing with Gurionov.
Especially on the power play.
They said on the power play, when you get the puck, you're supposed to shoot it, and that's it. And he did it, and he scored way more power play goals. So
now it's not an Ovechkin type shot, but it's very close.
I think it is. I mean, I don't see.
It's not as good as Ovechkin. It's not as good as Ovechkin.
I mean,
he does have a shot like that.
It's not as good right now. I mean, you gotta listen to me, man. But I mean, like, it's getting there.
We'll see. Okay, and then so for that final line, this is gonna be really interesting. I kind of like this line. This is gonna be a little different. It's Nick Campbell, who got absolutely robbed in the Stanley Cup final. It looked like it was a sure goal against Vasilevsky. Stupid Vasilevsky.
I don't like that.
And then screw that guy. And then so it's Nick Campbell, Jason Dickinson, and Jason Robertson. So are we gonna call it the CDR line, or the JJN line for their first names? No, that's just stupid. But anyway, so I kind of told you earlier before that I think Dickinson should slot into that Dellandrea spot on that third line, but you kind of disagreed with me.
Yeah.
So do you like this fourth line?
Yeah, I mean, the Stars' depth is going to be truly tested now, right? So we can't pay for those players that we had. We can't pay for our Corey Perry and stuff anymore. So time for the depth to show that they are actually as good as they say they are. So I think this line's going to be good. I like all these players. I mean, I like Dickinson less so. I think he has less potential than these other guys, but he's still fine. Like, he's not a bad hockey player. No one would look at Dickinson and say, "Oh, trash." He's like,
right, and we said he's just kind of there.
He's a bottom 6 guy. He kind of keeps his head down, plays hockey, and doesn't really do much. But I mean, that's all right if you're on the fourth line. But the other two guys, I'm excited about. I like Kamano. I like Robertson. I already said. I think they have chances of being real good.
I think my favorite out of those three is Kamano. I think he could work his way up the lineup. I think he's very underrated. Now, he's no Kiviranta. We already know about Kiviranta and the possibilities with him, but not many people know about the possibilities with Nick Kamano.
Yeah,
he's had flashes of brilliance, and especially, and I'm thinking of that one specific scoring chance against Andrei Vasilevsky, where, I mean, he elevated the puck, he did everything right, and freaking Vasilevsky stopped it, and that would have maybe changed the tide of the series.
Yeah,
and instead it changed the tide for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I 100% agree with that. Like, if you're a Stars fan and you haven't been seeing Kamano and you don't know who he is, keep an eye out for him when he's on the ice. He's a really good player.
Now, he hasn't really played that much, but this would be awesome for
this year. He's getting the chance, obviously. Starting line, I mean, I don't know who else would have taken that spot if he wasn't there, so I think he's ready for it. Let's see what you got, kid.
Yeah, no joke. Okay, so let's talk about the really obvious part. Yes, because the forward lines are a little bit more interesting to talk about. It's pretty obvious what the defensive pairings are going to be. What's the first defensive pairing?
Harley and Hanley.
Sure. Wouldn't that be interesting? Harley and Hanley. Obviously, it's Klingberg and Lindell. I mean, those guys are going to be together for
forever.
Right, exactly. Does Klingberg take a back seat to Heiskanen now, with Heiskanen popping up?
We shall see. That's one of the questions.
Yeah, that's a very big question. So that's the quote unquote first pairing. Second pairing obviously is Heiskanen and Alexiak. So
fire.
Yeah, Alexiak. I mean, he fulfilled that role that Johns was supposed to fill, and he's not able to because of his issues with his headaches. I guess I don't know what's going on.
It was concussion stuff. Yeah.
Again, man, that poor guy.
Well, this time it was more fears of getting concussed again.
Yeah,
he didn't have the headaches, which is good for him. But like, yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
I mean, it's the same thing with Corey Crawford. Retiring. He's just like, I've given it my all. I tried doing another season, and it's just not working. So, I mean, I hope he can come back and play again, but I just don't see it. Anyway, but Alexiak and Heiskanen, that's another number one pairing.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Any team would be happy to have them as their 1 and 2.
Right. And then with all four of those guys playing a majority of the minutes, then that third pairing, what it looks like right now is going to be Sekera and Mark Pysyk. So the new
Pysyk is how we say it. We had no idea how to say it. I had no idea how to say it.
One of the new additions for the I think the only addition for the Stars in the offseason.
Have y'all seen his name? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's Pysyk. So there's no
Pysyk,
vowels
apparently.
in his name.
Whatever.
It's almost like that guy from I think it's Los Angeles. His last name is Furk. It's Frk. There's no
that's not a thing.
Martin Furk.
That's not allowed.
So, all right. Well, so that leaves the 13th forward as Justin Dowling. He could fill in a role when we need him to. And then
Dowling. Dowling's a forward.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
You said defenseman.
No, sorry. 13th forward is Justin Dowling. And then filling in the 7th and 8th defenseman role is Joel Hanley and Taylor Fredune. So And both of those guys proved in the playoffs that either one of them can be very good when called upon. And then that leaves us to our may God be with him person, Anton Khudobin, who is probably going to be the most important star for the upcoming 3 or 4 months.
No way. The goalie's the most important player. Only hot takes on this podcast, guys. Only hot takes.
If he does not play well, the Stars don't stand a chance.
Another one. Another hot take, everybody. We got 2 in one day.
And then, here's another hot take. Jake Ottinger is going to be the backup.
No, that's just a fact. It's not a take. Only 2.
And you're really high on your boy Ottinger.
I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. And I think we're going to see
the best save percentage in NHL history.
Right now. It'll change when he gets into his first game.
Hey, he could get a shutout in his first game. You don't know that.
I don't. You're right. So
you're gonna eat your words.
Yeah.
Jake Ottinger, first game shutout. Third hot take of the day. Let's get it.
All right. So where do you think he's gonna get to play his first game? Actually, now that we didn't even plan on talking about this. Let's just look at the schedule real quick and see where he might get his first shot.
I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be his first back-to-back, so that'd be Nashville. But, I mean, all these games are day off game, so maybe sooner. You know? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's basically... Yeah, you're right. It's game, day off, game, day off, game, day off until February 5th, and then we get February 5th and 6th off. And then it's same thing, game, day off, game, day off, game, day off. And then it goes back-to-back against Nashville, which is what you're talking about on the 15th and 16th. But I think you're right. I think we're going to see him before that. So I think if I'm Rick Bowness, I might start him against Detroit. You know, just to give him a little bit of a taste, because obviously Detroit's not that great of a team.
Yeah, they're
still scary. Every NHL team is scary. They can always win a game, you know, at any time. But you may start him on the 26th or the 28th of this month, so we may see him in a week's time in one of those games. That's where I would think I would.
I would like it. I think that's a good idea, especially since Khudobin wouldn't be in a rhythm yet anyway. And, especially in the beginning of the season, I'm sure it hurts more when you're not back into that full season grind mode yet. So I think 26 would be a good day for him to play, but, I mean, we'll see. Probably not. I think likely we ride Khudobin as much as we can. Especially since it's a 56-game season. We might
did it in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we might only see Ottinger literally on back-to-backs and maybe not even on all of them. 56 games isn't that long, and for a non-proven goalie, Bones just might say no way, and we're just not even going to expose him at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Khudobin in almost every single hockey game.
Well, I hope Jake gets his opportunity, because this is his chance to step up. And then if he can step up, then later when Khudobin does leave, if there's a possibility of him leaving at all, then his loss is not as hard for the Stars to swallow. So, but time will see, right?
I think it's time will tell, but sure, yeah, let's go with that.
Time will see. Time will tell. Yeah, whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. Okay, cool. All right, so that's getting y'all ready for opening night. So we'll see how it goes. Playing against Nashville on Friday night at 7:30 on Fox Sports Southwest. Make sure y'all tune in. And we'll be back to that topic here in a second, because I'm a little frustrated about that. But okay, so anyways, there is a article on The Athletic by Saad Youssef, which shout out to Saad. He's a great writer, and I really enjoy his content.
He's a good writer.
He's a great writer. I love him. So he wrote this roster report just yesterday, and it's entitled "From Jamie Benn to Julius Honka: Who's Trending Up and Who's Trending Down." So there's a lot of good info on all of this. Now, to not spoil too much, there's a lot of trending ups and evens, so that's a good thing. So
in his opinion,
yeah, this is all his opinion, and some of these I agree with, and some of them I don't. So first off, let's talk about Jamie Benn. And what do you think Saad thinks of Jamie Benn? Do you think he's trending up, he's even, or he's trending down?
Well, Saad has him as trending up, but if this is from last season, I would say he hasn't. I mean, we heard all about how he was trying to improve his game with skating and stuff and doing all different kinds of things because he wasn't happy with the year he had, and none of it really showed. Like, he wasn't that much better of a player, so I think he's just kind of filtering. He's become a veteran hockey player now, so he's definitely past his prime. He can't beast mode Ben very often anymore. We see little sparkles of it every now and then, but
sparkles.
Yeah, I don't see him doing better than he did the last 2 years, honestly, sadly. But I hope he does. I think he still can, but I'm not seeing anything that's showing that he will. Especially without a Tyler Seguin as a center. Yeah.
Now, here's an interesting sentence from the little description about Jamie Benn trending up. So Saad says the 31-year-old can no longer be expected to be the top scorer on the team, but he's still going to be orchestrating the top scoring line. Now, you've said stuff about that if this team is going to be good again, that Jamie Benn has to have that beast mode Ben again, but does that mean he has to be?
Oh, that's one of the things that needs to happen. Remember, that's what I've been saying.
Right.
That's what I've been saying for weeks. Either we all know it. Ben's got to be beast mode Ben again, or Rope got to step up. Jen's got to step up. Radulov, Pavelski, Kiviranta. Somebody's got to. That's what I've been saying.
But at the end of this season, is Jamie Benn going to be the top scorer on this team? What do you think? No. So, who do you think fills that role?
Who do I think?
Who should? Let's say who should.
Who should?
Yes.
Well, if he wants to keep his job, then it should be Radulov.
I don't think he's going to lead the team in scoring.
I mean, I don't think so either, but he should.
I mean, he should have a better year, but I think it's got to be Hintz, and I've been saying that for
Hintz over Gurianov.
3 weeks now. Yes.
How so?
Well, if he's going to be that playmaker, which is it kind of looks like that's what he's going to maybe fulfill.
So you're saying highest scorer points or highest scorer goals?
Points. Yeah, not
gotcha.
Goals.
That makes more sense.
So, point-wise, I think it's got to be Hintz in order for this team to go the distance.
I buy that.
So,
I think that's a good take. Good job, Brian. You did something right.
Oh, shut up. Okay, so anyways, so this kind of segues perfectly into the next player he talks about. So, Rope Hintz. All right? So, I'm just going to read a little bit from it. Hintz got off to a very fast start last season, scoring at an incredible pace out of the gate. He cooled off, though, so the next step in his game is to find consistency. I completely 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Because he was the Stars' leading scorer for a long time. It seemed like at the beginning of the season, which feels like eons ago, that he was scoring like one every 2 games, it seemed like. Yeah. Sometimes 2 a game.
And I mean, that kind of fits in real well with the personality of the Stars, though, right? There was always one guy that would come up and be the savior of the game for like a couple weeks, and then they'd fall off, and we'd lose a few, and then someone else would pick it up. That's just kind of the way it seemed the Stars went. So Hintz was trying to do it in the beginning of the season, just so happens. But hopefully one of those guys can figure it out and keep doing it. And hopefully it's
all right.
Hintz.
Yeah, I really think he's the key to all
I think
of
he
this.
definitely has. He's in the right opportunity. He's number one center. I mean, you're the big dog in it.
Is he a number one center though? I mean,
According to
a lot
last
of
year, that'd
people-
be a no.
yes, and I think that's the thing, because Pavelski, I always say Pavelski can't fulfill that role as a 36-year-old. He's too old now to fill that role.
And we didn't sign either of those guys to be first centers though, right? That's what we have a Tyler Seguin for, but we don't have a Tyler Seguin. So someone's got to do it. Pavelski doesn't have the potential to do it anymore. He's been there, done that, and he's gone. He's not going to do it anymore. But Hintz has the potential, so he's the one that's going to move up and be given the shot. I think that's a pretty logical thought process to go through there.
Okay, so I'm actually going to skip over one player and go to Joe. So
what, you're going to skip Gurry?
Shh, you're ruining it. Come on, man. I'm trying to segue everything perfectly. Give me a little bit. Okay, so Joe Pavelski, trending. According to Yusev, he says that he's trending even. So he's not going down, but he's not going up. Yes, no, maybe so?
That's definitely true. Joe Pavelski is a Joe Pavelski, and he will not do anything more. And I think that was obvious last season. He was what we thought he would be in the regular season. A decent player, good leader, doesn't really score a lot of points, but, like, he's still good. And then in the playoffs, he picked it up. That's what we thought we were paying for, and that's what we got.
And we totally paid him for that, and he showed it.
Yeah, so I think that was a win for us. He did what we expected. So even's a great trend.
So do you think with the absence of Seguin, do you think Pavelski is going to step up more than he did last year? Because last year, you could kind of understand, I mean, he'd only ever played for the Sharks and no other team in his entire career. And he started really slow, but towards the end of the season, a.k.a. the pause when COVID hit, he was starting to score at a regular pace and pretty well for a guy that was 35, 36. So do you think he comes out stronger at the start of this season?
I definitely think I think he could. He has all the opportunity in the world to do it. From what I saw last season and even in the playoffs, it doesn't seem like he's got the same spark that those young guys do. Those guys seem like they're goal hungry and they want to become a bigger part of this team. It seems like Joe's kind of content where he is, being the old veteran.
Well, and just like the article says, he's going to be he's going to take some of those roles that Seguin kind of fills, especially the leadership role. You know, being a former captain, that doesn't hurt, having that on his plate. But here's a big thing, is that Seguin was really relied on for faceoffs. And we're going to be missing a lot of that. So Pavelski is going to have to step up. And if there's one part of Hintz's game that I feel like really hinders him as a centerman, is his face-off ability. Now, maybe he worked on that in camp and over the break and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's one of the easiest things to teach, though, is face-offs. Like, the way you get good at face-offs is you take a lot of face-offs.
And you cheat.
And that's pretty much it.
And you cheat.
And you cheat.
As much as you can, and you got to tiptoe over that line and try and find that line. So, and then I know Pavelski was not signed to be a regular season performer. I mean, that's not what he is anymore. He was signed for the playoffs, and he proved that. He led the Stars in goal scoring in the playoffs as a 35-year-old. That's insane. But he's going to have to step up a little bit, and hopefully the whole trending thing of him being even will be good enough to help the Stars continue on. Okay, let's talk about your boy, Gary. So, and the very first sentence is what we've been talking about for months when it comes to some of these young guys and things we don't understand.
Yeah.
First sentence.
Weren't we just saying good stuff about Bones?
I know, right? And
like, oh, wait, that's why I don't like him.
We're talking about this. Hold on. All right, so first sentence, and everybody say it with me. Gary Onoff's primary adversary has been ice time. Oh my gosh! How many times did we say in the playoffs? How is he only getting 12 minutes a game? How?
Yeah, I mean, I think putting him on the top line too will make him more accountable as well. Like, if you want to play Jamie Benn, you got to play Gurianov too. So, and he's not gonna stop playing Jamie Benn. So, Guri's gonna get more ice time. Let's see what he does with it. He better score some goals.
Now it almost kind of infers here in that second sentence. I don't know if you're looking at it, but it says he needs to take steps to extend his shifts. So maybe it's not Bones. Maybe it's just Gurianov. You know, it's a sprint for 30 seconds.
We heard the argument. We heard the argument. Bones said that the number of shifts was the same. It wasn't. That was a lie. It was a lie. Bones lied to us. Liar. He was getting like 5 less shifts. So yes, he takes shorter shifts, but you're also giving him less. So put him on the ice more.
So double shift him.
Right.
Right. And
hey.
And you know, maybe if they double shift Hintz and Gurianov, maybe if Ben gets tired, you can throw Kiviranta on that line.
Yeah, right.
There you go. There you go. Problem solved with that whole line thing. We want to see that line, Bones. Listen to us.
Double shift better. The young guys.
We know better than you. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of guys on this list, but let's just pick a couple more because we're fixing to run out of time for a couple of things we want to talk about. Is there anybody else on this list? Well, okay. Let me mention one more, and then I'll let you pick one or two. Alexander Radulov. So, according to this article, Sod's got him trending even.
Yeah, that's wrong. He's just being nice.
So, do you think he's trending down then?
He's trending downerwards.
Really?
He was more of a problem than he was a benefit last season. It seemed like he had a couple hat tricks actually, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, he had a couple hat tricks, which were awesome and exhilarating. But then what he was doing consistently was taking bad penalties at the wrong times.
That is completely 100% true. And
so
I'm 100% down with you on that.
So he's got to stay out of the penalty box, and he has to become a consistent scorer. And we saw every time he got healthy scratched, he would come out of the gates a different player. Find that. And hold on to it. Well, one of his hat tricks was after that.
Right, I know.
You remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So play like that every game, dude. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a sport. How is that not motivation?
But again, he is 34 years old. He's past
and he's
his
getting
prime.
paid millions. He's got old man strength, dude, and he's getting paid millions of dollars. So you pay me millions of dollars, dude. I'll play some dang hockey. I'll tell you me what.
I can just imagine you skating out on the ice with all these Dallas Stars players. You would get hammered left and right.
But I would for dang sure try.
All right. So the one thing that we can't replace with Radulov is obviously, and it mentioned this in the article, he is the emotional leader of this team. Ever since Roussel left, you could say we got a more skillful Roussel when we signed Alexander Radulov. And Alexander Radulov, yeah, he does take the dumb penalties, but he is the emotional leader. When he scores the goal, it's like he, solved world hunger every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. He's got that face. And, I mean, my favorite celebration he's ever done, and we were there for the game, was the Winter Classic when he scored the go-ahead goal, and we just had all the momentum. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen, and that was the best celebration. So
yeah, and everyone always chose the Cotton Bowl Stadium after his goal, and that's because the whole stadium fed off the energy of Radulov.
No joke.
That's why it was the loudest cheer. That's crazy.
Right.
What? One guy can drive that many people to go ballistic?
Yep.
That just shows you how much of an emotional guy he is. He plays with his heart on his sleeve.
All right. Well, all right. So we got time for maybe two more players that if you want to pick a couple, Chris, since I've been just picking the main big ones. Maybe some of the defensemen. Pick maybe one of the defensemen. We haven't really talked about defensemen.
I'll get you defenseman. Esa Lindell. He has him at even. That's some bull crap. Esa Lindell is one of the best defensemen in the league, in my opinion. He's so undervalued by all of the media in all of the NHL. Like, I don't understand how you don't talk about this guy more. He just shuts down plays all the time. I haven't seen him on a 2-on-1 where he didn't break it up. Like, he has amazing positioning. He has great stick checks, and he even can use the body when he needs to. Like, and that's one thing that Heiskanen doesn't do. Like, that Lindell does better than Heiskanen. So, like, Lindell is definitely still trending up. He's not lukewarm at all. He's definitely getting better at hockey.
Well, and he's making over $5 million as a defensive defenseman. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he should be making more.
Yeah, he really could. He really could if he went somewhere else.
Don't go somewhere else.
Yeah, please don't. we want you. We don't talk about you enough, but we want you. Stay in Dallas. Okay. All right, who else?
Who else?
One more.
Jamie Alexiak is also at even. What the garbage? Did Saad, watch last season? Huh? No, Alexiak was outstanding, and everybody who watched knows it. And he's even showing us that he's got some hands now, too. What the heck?
No,
big guys don't have hands. They're not allowed to have hands. That's not allowed. That's against the rules of hockey, I'm pretty sure. But, I mean, whatever. Yeah, Jamie Alexiak is definitely trending up, so Yusuf's wrong.
Yeah. Well, and he really is the best defensive partner that Heiskanen could have because he's freaking huge. He's 6'7", 250 pounds, something like that. I don't know the exact. I know he's 6'7". I don't know how heavy he is, but he's just giant, monstrosity, Goliath, boisterous, and it just allows Heiskanen to do Heiskanen-y things or Kleinberg-y things that Heiskanen can do better. So, I agree with you. All right, Jamie Alexiak is trending up because he's a top 4 defenseman. And for a while, it seemed like that he wasn't ever going to, match that expectation when he was drafted in the first round a couple years ago. So, okay, I don't know. Maybe we got time for one more. Oh, talk about your boy Ottinger. Look at Ottinger.
Yeah, I already was looking at Ottinger. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so weird things happen. Sometimes you just wake up and have a bad day, and things happen. So he gave up 5 goals in a scrimmage, but things happen.
Oh, no, it didn't say 5. It says 6. It said on Monday, Ottinger gave up 6 goals, talking about the second scrimmage they did, though he played on the far inferior team.
Yeah, there you go. He was stuck on the Garbo team.
The Garbo team. The AHL mostly team. But he's right about this trending thing. He says even ? Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody really has a clue.
and if anybody tells you they know, they're a freaking liar. They have no idea how.
What does that make me?
Freaking liar. That's what you are. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but
sure.
We really have no idea. So that's a really interesting article. Thank you, Saad. That was a lot of fun to talk about. So anyways, go and check out his stuff on The Athletic. It does require a subscription, so if you don't have a subscription, subscribe to them, and they've got some really good hockey content. So Saad posts something just about every day, if not every other day. So he's always got something going on. So go and look at his stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to skip right to... Do you want to do yours first or mine?
What's mine?
You got to be kidding me. Sorry, I got to work on that. You got to be kidding me. Segment hosted by Chris Chambers. Chris, go.
Wait, what am I mad about today? I forget.
The Washington Capitals.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the Washington Capitals got this weird fine, right? They got fined like
it wasn't
$100K.
No weird fine. Yeah, that's a big chunk of change.
That's substantial. And like it was because the players were like hanging out in a hotel room.
Yeah, so
but
it was these four guys.
Wait. They were hanging out in a hotel room, but like what do they? But like on the bench, they're like, you know,
2 inches
kind of
apart.
right next to each other.
Right.
They're like, but I don't know, dude. That seems kind of silly to me, you know. I think, like, if the hockey team gets it, like, they're going to get it. There's not much you can do between players, especially since they're practicing and playing a contact game together. Like, what are you going to do? Put them in hamster balls? I don't know. But, yeah, that seems pretty ridiculous to me. And you're going to charge a team $100,000 when they're already, like, laying off employees and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
what's up with that? Well, I mean, like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. I don't know.
There it is.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Some doctor, if you're a doctor, comment why it makes sense. Because to me, it don't make no sense.
Don't have to.
Someone give me the infos.
Well, here's my thing about it, and we're gonna go over time, so some of the stuff is gonna be cut out on the radio show, but whatever. I understand what you're saying. I totally agree with you that it was 4 guys. It was Evgeny Kuznetsov, Alex Ovechkin. It was their starting goaltender, Ilya Samsonov, and then Dmitry Orlov.
Bro,
So,
they were just guys being bros. That was dudes being dudes.
yeah, but so here's the thing. I agree with you that I think it's silly. They stayed at the hotel. It's not like they went somewhere and like snuck off. They were at the hotel. They were just in one of the rooms.
They were probably just playing Call of Duty, dude.
Something. I don't know, playing cards, maybe doing some other stuff.
COD.
But anyways, but they did sign on to this season. And according to the protocols for the season, it does say, and Elliot Friedman tweeted this out, that every player and every member of the staff is to have his own room. And they are not supposed to go in each other's rooms. And I know as silly as that sounds, and I agree with you, that's still one of the rules they agreed to.
Okay, they broke a rule, but the rule's dumb.
Yes, but it can stop the season. Because maybe it was... So, obviously, Canada...
If one of those 4 guys has it, then they're going to give it to somebody else on the team in practice, more likely than they are going to give it to them in a hotel room.
You're right, but you're not understanding the point what I'm trying to get to here. So
Because you're making a bad point.
No, I'm totally agreeing with you. I think it's stupid that they got fined $100,000. I think that's stupid. But on top of that, the restrictions in Canada are so much more strict than they are, especially down here in Texas, where we are. So. I mean, here in Texas, for those of you that don't know, basically everything's open.
Right. Where's Washington?
Huh?
Where's Washington?
Washington, D.C.
Yeah, is that in Canada or the United States?
No, but like for part of the reason that the provinces up in Canada would agree to allow players to travel from city to city up in Canada, they probably had to set these restrictions for the Canadian teams. But just to make it fair, they probably applied all of these protocols to all the players across the board. Right? That makes sense, right?
Yeah, but like, still, that's stupid.
Well,
Don't apply stupid protocols.
But maybe that was a stipulation of the Canadian provincial governments that they said.
Well, then the Canadian provincial government's stupid. Like,
Again,
at this point, someone's dumb. Someone's stupid. I'm not sure who's stupid. I'm not sure who to call stupid, but someone is definitely doing the stupid.
Okay.
And they need to stop.
I'm
They need to stop.
100% not disagreeing with you at all.
They need to be stopped,
okay?
Ryan. They need to be stopped.
Okay, Donald Trump. Let's repeat everything.
Stop the stupid.
Repeat everything you say. Okay.
Stop the stupid 2024.
Anyways, they still have to abide by those rules. So
Stupid rules.
I agree. I agree 100%. But if they don't want the season to be shut down because the Canadian provincial governments are going to be stupid and be like, oh, look at Washington. Look what they did. They broke the protocols. So that means that some of the Canadian teams are going to break protocols too. Then that stops the season, and then we're really screwed. And then we don't get any hockey whatsoever. So as stupid as that rule is, and I agree with you, they have to abide by it if they want to finish the season. Because there are, like, dumb provincial government rules, probably up in Canada somewhere, that...
Well, Canada can suck it.
Hot take by Chris.
Canada sucks. That's my hot take.
Oh, people would say the same thing about Texas. Texas sucks. Okay, so that... Okay, we're going way over, so I'm going to have to cut out some of this stuff for the radio show, but whatever. I'll mention it, and we'll...
You're
we'll
welcome,
post
podcasters.
Yeah, this is extra bonus content.
Bonus content for you pod. You don't even have to pay for a Patreon.
I know, right?
Which we don't have.
I wouldn't do that anyway. I just give it to people because I have fun doing this anyway. All right, so this is my segment for the week. My shining star of the week.
Yeah, you're supposed to tell us.
I know, but I'm shaking my head to try and make it more dramatic. Then you totally ruined it. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here
anyway, screw you.
Yeah.
So anyway, my shining star of the week is Sinclair Broadcasting. Thank you, Sinclair, for being
Thanks for bringing us hockey games to all of our favorite platforms.
Right. So they have all these great platforms that they're on. I'm being sarcastic for those of you that aren't following. They have Spectrum. They have Sudden Link.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's all of them.
Great. And,
all two.
AT&T has it too. So 3. That's great. Yeah. Except AT&T costs $80 a month to include Fox Sports Southwest. And then Spectrum is even more than that. Zach told us about that. It was expensive. And then Suddenlink, I have no idea. I didn't even bother looking.
Zach's still alive, everybody.
Yeah, Zach's still alive. We got to get him. He'll do the PGRs with this. I'm sure the post game reactions every once in a while. But anyways, so YouTube dropped them. Hulu dropped them. Who else dropped them? Dish Network dropped them. Sling dropped them. And I even bought Sling for NHL Network and for Fox Sports Southwest. And then when I bought it, then they dropped Fox Sports Southwest. And I'm just like, well, great. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do to watch Stars games. So
quit being poor, make money.
Yeah, I guess I need to not be a band director anymore. I need to, I don't know, go do computer stuff or something. And
all the rich people do the computer stuff.
Exactly. But that's my shining star of the week, and it ticks me off. And I mean, it's constantly. I mean, I don't know if you see on all the Facebook groups, but they're constantly talking about it. Where can I find Stars games? Where can I find Stars games? And they're talking about, oh, my provider dropped this. Where can I find Stars games? And it's so frustrating to see all these people who want to watch the Stars, and not just the Stars, but the Mavs and the Rangers too, because they've got exclusive rights if it's not a national broadcast. And we're gonna miss those games too when the Rangers return, and then we're already missing Mavs games. So Sinclair just needs to get their crap figured out, and it's ticking me off, honestly. So
suck my butt, Sinclair.
Wow. First, you tell Canada to suck it, and now you're telling Sinclair to suck my butt. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing that part won't be on the radio show.
I think we should splice it in.
I don't know if we have enough time, but we'll see. All right. So, all right, I'm off my my soapbox. Do you have anything to add to that other than suck my butt?
No, that pretty much sums it up.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that pretty much encapsulates. I can't talk anymore. It's too late. That encapsulates all of it. I don't know.
Encapsulates.
I don't know what it is. English so we got doctors commenting now. We need an English major. How do I say that? Thank you.
Okay, I got to get over myself though, because Stars hockey does return in 2 days. So technically tomorrow, if you're listening on the radio show. So we're really, I should stop being so, cranky and stuff, and be excited that the Stars are returning, and we get to see the banner go up, and then we get to see the Stars completely dismantle the Nashville Predators. So go Stars. They're going to be on at 7:30 on Fox Sports Southwest. I will find some way to watch it. I'm going to find a provider. I guess I'll switch to Spectrum or Suddenlink. We'll see.
I will be watching it 100% legally. I just want that to go on record.
Yeah, there were a lot of people saying on some of those Facebook groups, oh, all right, well, hey, here's this stream or this stream. And then if you clicked on it, it's like gone already. So.
I will definitely not be using those. I will be using 100% legal websites that are okay and follow copyright laws.
All right, Chris, you got anything else to say?
Let's do that hockey.
Let's do this hockey thing. All right, guys, this has been Ryan and Chris on Sarcastic Remarks. Follow us on Facebook at Sarcastic Remarks, or you can follow us on Twitter, where we post fairly regularly, SarcasticR. And now we have our Instagram, too. And we also have our YouTube channel, where we, every once in a while, will post to the YouTube channel, even though I haven't done it in, like, the past 4 to 5 days. It's kind of been hard, because I've been watching more hockey than anything, so. Anyway, guys.
Goodbye, any guys. Good night.
I'll catch you on the flip side. Good night, guys.
Any guys.